press the on button, so these should be switching to. Sweet.
We are live, live, live. We are live, live, live. We are live, live, live. We are live.
We're live. What's up, everybody? It's Chris Denman. It is the virtual happy hour. It's a very special edition of the show. If you're not familiar with We Are Live, been around for about 4 years. We have a lot of fun right here in St. Louis. We're live from Midcoast Studio. Check out midcoast.media for more information. It's the virtual happy hour, guys. Uncertain times, not the best time to be hanging out together. We've superimposed ourselves to look like we're closer than 6 feet together. I've got my friends from STLBarkeep. We're going to talk to them. We're going to make some cocktails. We're going to take listener comments, questions, whatever you have. Comedian Ian Bagg is going to join. You know him from Last Comic Standing. A little bit further into the show, and then we'll have some local music from right here in St. Louis as well. Let's start off with my guests in the house, the proprietor from STLBarkeep. Put this together. Matt, what's up, man? How are you?
Hey, Chris. You know, we're
if that's not a defeated, just kind of confused man, I don't know what it is.
We're all in this together, right? You know, we're all waking up with new challenges every day.
This isn't
trying to
church,
find.
dude. Come on, it's happy hour, man.
Trying to find solutions. This is a solution, right? We're all gonna
We
laugh and have a good time.
We are. We're gonna have a blast
for sure.
I'm encouraging people, if you're watching this, share it. Let's get in. Let's make this a weekly thing. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna make cocktails. We're gonna share cocktail recipes. If you guys have your favorite cocktails at home, tell us about them in the comments. Our producer Matt's going to read through those. The most important ingredient for today, our friends at Lysol have made the studio perfectly clean before we got things started. Sir, do you need a spritz?
Yeah, just give me a little.
A little something.
Yeah. Would you put the
Ingredient number 2, we've got our hand sanitizer. We've all sprayed down before. Introduce yourself, by the way, Mr. Gioia.
Yeah, I'm Patrick Gioia. Work for Matthew over here, and I'll be making the drinks today themselves.
What do you
doing this on camera so everybody sees? You know, nice, clean, nice, sandy.
Yeah, that's right. This is where the legal notifications come in, where it's like, okay, you saw on camera what happened with these guys. Also, big thanks. We've got happy hour snacks from Buzz's Hawaiian Grill. They're another local St. Louis business, putting together food for you in a very safe manner. If you want to hit them up, check out their Facebook page. Highly recommend them. We'll be snacking on some Hawaiian food throughout this today. So here, we're clean. Everybody saw that. Confirmed. We got the Lysol. I'm going to get this over here to Matt, our producer behind the desk. That's one. There's that. We're rocking and rolling. Let's start things off, man. STLBarkeep. Tell people what it is. So we're based in St. Louis, Missouri, if you happen to be watching somewhere else. Where did this get started? Matt, you're an entrepreneur. It's a mobile bar. I mean, what do you do? Do you team up with people? What happens?
It's all about collaboration, whether that be with other bartenders who, like Pat here. Him and I were buddies, and then we figured out some ways to work together and to take our skills that we developed working in bars and restaurants for a long time, but then, doing something different to where we're not in the same bar every night. We do a lot of partnering with brands as well. So our good friends from Beam Suntory, helped us out to be here today. They are not a local company; they're a national company, but they have people based in St. Louis that care a lot about this community and really want to see everyone pull through. Come out of this thing on the.
It is, yeah. So we're talking about, we've got the coronavirus that we're dealing with, that we're hopefully going to see less of. You're going to see more of a virtual setup as we push this forward, probably having the STLBarkeep home studio. So we will have less people in the studio, but that's what this is all about. We're going to build out this virtual show. In regards to the booze you brought in, the liquor, what actually was your first cocktail that you were proud to put in front of somebody? I bartended for 5 years. I got Bloody Marys, man.
Yeah,
Give it up all day. Yeah.
The classics are always great because they're familiar. People are familiar, and so when you base something off a classic, you'll find that everyone is more likely to give it a shot. Scrolling back through my Instagram feed, the first cocktail picture I posted was a maple bacon smoke infused old fashioned, and if you look at the photo, it is terrible. I was making these like smoked bacon sticks in my kitchen at home, and my wife is just shaking her head, kind of.
What does that in the cocktail industry? Because I remember when that happened. I remember whenever bacon flavored stuff came out, I was like, this just tastes like burnt. Like there's just like the extra carbon that's in
awful,
there.
yeah.
Wasn't? Do you remember?
I remember the
we're all
vodka.
around
Yeah,
the
the
same
vodka
age.
was
Yeah,
awful.
It was a strange thing, and brands have to do that. They have to figure. They put it out for a reason. Somebody showed interest along the way.
People love bacon, dude.
Well, no, that's the thing. So, like, I remember the bacon vodka, like, on its own, it was just, it was garbage, in my opinion. But I remember when you'd make, like, a Bloody Mary, it was really just Bloody Marys. It was a great Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
But you had to have that balance to even get it to work whatsoever with that one.
But
so
that's a lazy liquor, if you ask me.
yeah, no, it's
like,
super lazy. Yeah, it's like, 'cause
you
it was only
can't
good
do
in
that.
one thing. Yeah.
Listen, I also am an MMA fighter / model. If I work out really hard for 20
absolutely.
years, right? But if that
a lot
vodka's
of
not
work.
pulling it off, I mean, that's not what's
Jeez,
gonna
man.
happen. Yeah, that's we'll get there someday. Real quick, I don't know if you guys see this shirt, Podcast All Star. It's a new one. By Jack hooked that up. They're another local company that we're working with. I work with right here at Midcoast Media. So
They're doing
if you guys-
a lot of things to help out a lot of local
For sure,
companies
man.
and musicians right now too. So
Free online stores. If you guys have a T-shirt idea, hit up John at By Jack. I'm excited about that. So this is going to be a fun time. We're going to make a cocktail. We're going to talk to a comedian. We're going to hear some music. First, Matt, our producer. Hello.
Hello.
Matt McElrath, Media Outlaws.
How are we?
Behind the scenes. Do we have any comments yet on Facebook?
So far, Brad Duncan says that them some good-looking dudes.
thanks, Brad.
Thanks, Brad.
Yeah.
See, that's very polite. I was worried we would look too much like an out-of-work Americana band, like throwing up the virtual tip jar. I was like, I don't know. I mean, we definitely played high school football together, right? Like, is that
Basically,
how
yeah.
we
I mean,
met?
we're- We are basically an out-of-work Americana band right now, too. So.
And there's nothing
a
wrong
fair
with
point.
being an out-of-work Americana band.
I
but-
mean, I'm gonna ask my mom why she never told me about my other brother that I
Right.
never met. Mom,
So-
you watching? What's the deal?
yeah, what's happening?
We have Tom Brown says, I had bacon bubblegum, and the aftertaste was like a really nice scotch.
Nice.
What's
Glad you
going-
enjoyed that, man.
Well,
Like,
we'll come-
Super
have you
curious
looked at
about
that?
bacon bubblegum now, yeah.
Have you looked at that for STL Barkeep's menu? Like, could that be
bacon
something?
bubblegum? Man, we'll try anything.
You'll look
Yeah,
into
we'll-
it.
we'll.
Sure.
That makes sense. We're here.
It's all about making people happy, Chris.
It certainly is. If you guys are streaming on YouTube, big thanks for tuning in there as well. We're excited about all of the possibilities here. So tell me about this. We have 4 different bases. So whenever you guys are constructing a cocktail, is it always start with the liquor? Does it start with, I had something that was part of a meal. Maybe that would be interesting to get put into a cocktail. Where do you guys typically start for your inspiration?
Myself, it's usually I'll start with my kind of the base liquor, and usually for me, especially if I'm working on like my house,
Sure.
it's kind of like
Well, this is what we're doing. We're
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
this
it's
for
like-
you, people.
And that's
at
kind
home.
of why I'm mentioning it. Like if I'm working on my house, and I do have a pretty sizable home bar, I've been bartending a long time. I start really, frankly, sometimes with what's open.
Sure.
I know that's like not necessarily the best way to go about it, but it depends on what I'm feeling that day. If I'm feeling gin, I'll start with gin. If I'm feeling whiskey, I'll start with whiskey. And then from there, it can branch out just because there's so many ways to use these little ingredients in different ways. So you'll say, okay, I want something refreshing today, and then you say, oh, I want to start with whiskey, and maybe you start with like the idea of a whiskey sour.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're 20 and in college, but sure.
So kind
I
of
said idea.
Okay.
what we're going to teach you today is to use an ingredient that you very likely already have in your fridge, and that is some fruit preserves.
Here, let's start at Matt. Can we get a close up on the fruit preserves?
Absolutely.
Yeah, just sit
That's,
down
that's
right
good
there,
work. We appreciate that.
Yeah, sit it down.
There you
Close-up
go.
shot.
Close-up shot.
So yeah, STLBarkeep is all about supporting local farmers. We try and use, local ingredients whenever possible, and then coming into the winter, that's always really difficult because things aren't in season. And so we have found ourselves using jams a lot. There's a gentleman named Bobby Gleason who's the master mixologist for Beam Suntory, and he's the one who taught me this recipe. And what Pat's going to show you, you can use with your favorite spirit, right? So we brought vodka, gin, bourbon, tequila. You can also do this with rum. And you use the same recipe with any spirit, some lemon juice, and then as long as you have some fresh fruit preserves, it doesn't matter what flavor. Somebody online asked about some apple butter. I haven't tried with apple butter yet, but man, these days you got nothing to lose. I would do a whiskey cocktail with that apple butter and just try with a little bit, maybe an old fashioned style cocktail. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing. We want this to be easy and approachable for you all at home. We don't want to send anybody out to a store if you don't have to.
Yeah, make the most of it when you get out there.
For sure.
And I'm curious too, let us know in the comments what your favorite cocktails are. If you guys have suggestions, if you guys have anything somewhat just off the wall that you've experimented with, worked with, this is what it's all about. We want to hear what you guys have to say about that. So I take it, since this is the home edition, that you don't necessarily have to have, you need the base and you need some mixers, but we don't have to have special tools necessarily. You could just make the most of it and still enjoy yourself with a cocktail.
Yeah. Here, Pat, can you grab the jams?
Yeah, hold on a second. Let me move this mic a little so I can kind of work in here a little bit.
So Pat's going to make his cocktail with a shaker tin, but then you can also use these mason jars that probably everybody has at home, and a lot of them have measurements on the sides, so you can make multiple cocktails at the same time, and then you just you have it, keep it refrigerated. Don't drink too much during this strain time.
Right.
It's like, what are you trying not to do too much of? Like, don't drink too much, right?
Sure. Don't eat too much.
Don't eat too much. Don't spend too much time on social media. That shit will make you crazy.
Except for the virtual happy hour.
Yeah, this is a great thing. We're not scrolling, we're watching for this, right?
We're passing knowledge on. And while we're at it too, whenever we do things like this, it's paramount that people find out about it. We want to build a community with this. Our friends at St. Louis Magazine gave us a nice little shout, and Feast Magazine we were the front page of their website today. So great job.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that
Thank
either.
you very much. Yeah, that's what it's all about. And if you guys have cool events going on, if you have things happening, drop in the comments. Let's share. Let's get people building this up. Matt, what do you got?
Sam Lyons would like to know if this is the axe throwing seminar.
Actually, we got.
I mean,
I
know
might
what you
have
want,
one in the
man.
car.
Yeah.
My beard
Yeah.
isn't big enough to throw axes, and my shoulder's screwed from playing baseball for too long. So
Yeah.
I don't want to go to the hospital right now either.
Subtle way to work in. He played a lot of
Christopher
baseball.
Bemler says, "Hey guys, I'm drinking a 4th Regiment right now. Made it with rye, punt e mess,
Nice.
and then orange celery and Peychaud's bitters." I
Yeah,
probably said
he's
that
gonna
wrong.
that guy's gonna be tuning in for the advanced classes for
Yeah,
sure.
well, we do
Bro,
advanced
he said
classes.
it's his
That's a whole
favorite
different
at the
game,
moment.
yeah.
Awesome.
That's his
Awesome.
favorite. Nice. Very
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, I expect we're going to get some really interesting, have you guys had the chicken broth vodka? It is fantastic. We're going to get some interesting, I guess, cocktails
Just
that are going to come out
imagine
of
the
this.
cocktails that are gonna be coming out a month from now.
Yeah.
Everybody's stuck at home, like, oh man.
I'm using pasta water and
Right. And they get sanctimonious about it, I hope, too. That's my
Absolutely.
favorite. It's like, you use that, Robin?
People are gonna start creating their own booze, right?
Yeah, in the bathtub, man. Get back to it.
Yep.
Southerners, we're looking to you for knowledge here on this one. Okay, so
we know
for
the right people.
Love my
today.
family in Alabama
See? Perfect.
Yeah, we know the right people. We'll
That's
figure
right,
it out.
man.
in Tennessee.
We're going to get so many good NASCAR drivers out of this issue. Okay, so starting today, I feel like some Knob Creek. Do you guys mind if we start with that?
Go for it,
Seems
man.
reasonable to
Do
me.
it. Let's start our cocktail off.
All right,
so
all right.
how are we going to work this out?
All right, so I'll go ahead. General thoughts here. This is kind of something I'm just going to throw out, especially if you're making this at home. Start with your cheaper stuff to work in here off the bat. So right off the bat here, probably the jam's going to be the cheapest thing. So we're going to get a pretty good sized spoonful of that here.
Make 2 so you and Chris both have one. I brought 2
Oh.
glasses.
That's very kind
yeah.
of you.
So thoughtful, man.
Thank you.
All right, so you kind of want to get a pretty good spoonful. If you like it a little sweeter, a little more sweet, a little less sweet, it's hard to say for sure in that respect. I'm not going to murder us with them. I'm not like overly sugared today.
Yeah.
So with this, we're going to squeeze half a lemon into this. If you have a juicer, feel free to use, your juicer. We've just got the little hand one here. So I do want to point this out. This is something that not everybody necessarily knows about these particular juicers when you're using them. Put it in that side down. You definitely don't want to flip it over. Like, this is one of those things I learned, I don't know, it was maybe like 4 years ago. Like, somebody fucking pointed it out to me where this is, no on that.
Good call.
Yeah, to go like that.
Easy
That's how
on
you
the
want
F-bombs. There might be, children.
You dropped
Just
an S
turned
like
21.
10
They don't want to
seconds,
hear the F
so-
word. I'm just teasing.
Yeah.
I'm
right.
sure I'll cuss about 15 times.
Look at
I
the
promise
work
it's not my
that you
worst
do.
habit, so
Since you're making 2 cocktails, double up on that lemon, buddy.
That's right.
that's the game plan.
All right, cool.
Is there a specific? Do you guys have preferred? I mean, local. I know you guys want to support that, but do you guys have? Does it go as far as get this type of lemon, this type of lime for some of these cocktails?
No, not necessarily. But something else I wanted to throw out there. If you don't have lemons or limes at home, you can also use oranges or grapefruits. You want something with some acid in it, which is going to help cut down on the sweetness from those jams and then the whiskey as well.
It's a little science infused in your cocktail, people.
Science. If it gets to the point where we're making bathtub, we'll blind ourselves with science. Yeah, you liked it. You all loved it.
That's a big part of who I am.
I'm going to be singing that song all night.
Sorry, guys.
So maybe
couldn't
you
help
guys can
myself.
help Robin here. Robin would like to know if anyone knows where you can get Grand Gala in the STL area.
Great question.
I haven't seen that in a while.
No, I haven't.
yeah.
I haven't either.
I don't like.
I
the-
would
I
like
don't
to.
like
I would
that.
like to give an answer to that, but I haven't seen it in ages. Yeah.
That was one, Robin, where if you could see his face whenever he responded, I was like, oh, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, we wish I'd hate telling people no.
Yeah.
It's just in my
It-
nature.
In cocktail culture, what's the most sought after? What normal? I'm not talking about something crazy like rhino horn or something like that. Like, what are we talking about? Like a crazy ingredient that's the most sought after that's typically you see it, but it's not all that common to actually have.
I'll let Pat take this one.
Yeah.
I'd probably say Benedictine.
Interesting. Okay. The college in Kansas. Got it. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, that's one that like you start reading all these cocktail books, and you see these just recipe after recipe, oh Benedictine, and you're like, okay, and you go to bars and you start asking finally, and you're like, even in decent cocktail bars and stuff like that, if they're really nice ones, you're gonna probably find it, but it's one of those things where it's like, oh, do you guys got Benedictine? And I get asked that every now and then. I'm like, I do not have Benedictine.
Not happening.
Yeah. I want to point out something real quick, though. If you guys are using jam, especially if you're pulling it straight out of the fridge, go ahead and shake it up a little bit before you put your ice in to cool it down. It helps break the jam up, let the your spirit and your citrus do its job and help actually pull it apart, because the jam will get a little clumpy if you just do it all cold and you're pulling it straight out of the fridge on top of it.
There you go. We're gonna get this desk's gonna be clean. We got we got that Knob Creek cleaner making it work.
Yeah, 120 proof, man. Woo!
It's close.
Instead of us cheersing, I'll cheers you. Whenever we cheers, I'm gonna need a bunch of shares. Like hit share. Let's cheers the world whenever we get this cocktail going. Matt, we got anybody that we need to talk to in the comments?
We do. So any suggestions on cocktails made with Malort?
Is the garbage can around here?
If you got a bottle of Malort, why are you making cocktails?
Yeah, just drink that thing out of the bottle.
Sam Lyon says, Rhino Horn, band name, called it.
What type of music would Rhino Horn play?
Oh, it has to be like gothcore,
Okay, there.
right?
Rhino
That's
Horn?
correct.
Rhino Horn,
Stoner metal.
stoner metal. I'm with that.
Okay.
I'm with that.
Yeah, I could look at
Some
that.
good like 20-watt tombstone type stuff.
Absolutely. Like 8 BPM.
Yeah.
All right, look at this. This is a beautiful pour. I like the color in this with the jam kind of made that happen, didn't it?
Yeah, I learned something today. This is the first time that Pat's pointed out to shake the cocktail with before you put ice in. Like, I've always just thrown the ice in and shaken it up and probably shake it for an extra 15, 20 seconds longer than I need to. And then this guy that's
the way
what
to do
life's
it.
about,
My
right?
moments,
Learning
yeah,
something
finding
new
the
every
little things,
day.
yeah.
So there's obviously a lot of skill involved in this. There's a lot of thought that goes into it. How do you combat speed at large events? You guys do a ton of large events. You have your bartenders. Are people just willing to wait because they know they're watching a high quality product be put together, or is there a process to just being good?
Well, I think we're pretty quick. I'm sure.
I agree. I've seen it.
I as a business owner, you always
It happened.
you forgot the garnish, bro. Fresh lemon peel.
Thank you.
I just wanted to try it.
I'm not touching you, but I'm virtual pat on the back. But we base our cocktails off of these classics and then integrate different like flavors. So it's kind of the same recipe each time, but with different ingredients.
Right.
And that's how we do stuff. So people aren't showing up to work at an event and they're like, oh, we got to learn 6 new cocktail recipes. It's like, nope, these are our flavors today. It's Mr. Potato Head, I like to call it, right?
Right.
Plug and play, put it there, and then sometimes we'll have 4 bartenders lined up, and this bartender 1's making 1 cocktail 4 at a time, bartender 2's making this cocktail 4 at a time, and then down the line, and then so it's just kind of like on deck, people come up in order, you're passing them back and forth. I learned that doing an internship, or in the culinary world, it's called a stage at the Aviary in Chicago, which is a very innovative, like top-notch cocktail bar that's owned by a chef named Grant Atkins.
Very nice.
And they're actually the 2 guys that are GM and managers there are both St. Louis dudes. So I met one of them. I didn't get to meet the big boss.
Well, he's probably streaming now. Virtual happy hour.
Yeah.
Baby.
We'll get there.
Yeah, that's happening. So if you
Hey.
don't mind, I got to try this, man. This is what it's all about. If you can, Matt, I don't know if you have the close up. We're not going to cheers, but
Okay, we'll
it's
hover
in
him.
there.
Just
Look at that.
hover him, yeah.
Look at that baby.
Here we are. There we are.
Ting!
That's right. Hey, cheers to getting through all this, guys, and to local business and to the mothers.
To the mothers.
Cheers, guys.
By the way, Sam Lyon says that Rhino Horn is now going to be a contemporary folk jazz band.
Got it.
Contemporary folk.
Feels
jazz.
right. Feels right.
I love
That's
a
fine with me.
classical acoustic guitar that's required for contemporary acoustic.
We've also got
Sure,
requests
ukulele, screaming
for
head.
delivery on these delicious cocktails.
I've been getting that question a lot. And we had to make a decision this weekend to not do cocktail delivery. There's a lot of
As
great
of now,
bars
let's
and
say that.
restaurants that are doing to-go cocktails. I recommend you supporting them. Something didn't seem right to me about bouncing around, going from door to door.
For the cause in itself. And if you're just tuning in, we're gonna do this more virtually, and it's gonna be more separated as we push forward. But so you didn't like the actual process of going here to here to here to here.
I couldn't live with myself if something we did, exposed people to the risk. You might be thinking, oh, he's overthinking it. But I'm trying to find some other ways to generate income for my staff. During this time, we're working.
It's
working on-
absurd. Like when you it's very overwhelming as far as when you look at it like as a whole. But what we can do is start locally. You're looking at 2 people, 3 people, 4 people behind the thing. Behind us, we've got a production by Jack. So with
No more
Barkeep-
than 10 people here, though. I promise you, Mom. I
they're
swear.
not.
I can assure you it's 5 tops.
Yeah. So as you're talking about, and I jumped in. I bet you have plans to push something forward to kind of look into support for people that have been working for you.
Yeah, we're talking with By Jack about launching a virtual store where selling just Barkeep T-shirts. If you like the logo, buy tea, and then all that money will go to the staff. The whiskey that you used today, the Knob Creek, we have our 2020 single barrel, which is actually sitting in the warehouse. And I, just going back to like the whole delivery thing, I trying to figure out a good way to where we could be selling our new whiskey by the bottle, and then all the profit can go back to support my my team that's out of work, you know, and we're hoping that we're able to continue to do these happy hours, create content for people, find, you know, new ways to brighten people's day and to make them laugh and make them forget about, you know, kind of the crazy shit we're all living through right now.
It's wild, and I hope everybody's supporting each other, and we just kind of got to follow the rules for now. So, okay, so we've got STLBarkeep, if you're just tuning in. If you guys have commented, we certainly appreciate that. We love the interaction. This cocktail, fantastic. Do we have a name for it? What did you say? What?
Oh, man, you can name whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean, think something up. Comment the name of this cocktail.
Yes, give us a good
that's
name
what I
for
wanna
this.
hear.
One more time, the ingredients.
All right, so we did the Knob Creek.
Yep.
We squeezed half a lemon per, so a whole lemon for the two of us, and 2 healthy spoonfuls of the jam. I didn't go too sweet. That actually came out fantastic in my opinion.
You did a wonderful job.
I have my moments, you know, as far as like the restaurants and stuff like that, making cocktails. I mean, I'm in that boat too. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just hoping people come in and want my drink still.
Well-
as I stand there sadly, slinging to-go orders, you know.
And this is and to-go orders are a good way to support people. You can grab, again, food. Here, I've got happy hour snacks for you guys from Buzz's Hawaiian Grill.
Well, here, you can take
check
yours.
that out. All
Thank you.
prepared, very healthy. These are very exciting. This is a local food truck. He lived in Hawaii. His Hawaiian food is amazing. You can check this out. We've got packaged up great food here. Got some ahi, got some beef, got some chicken. Wonderful work by our friends at Buzz's Hawaiian Grill. So I'm going to get in on this too. Take a little
Thanks
bite.
for reminding me to eat today.
Yeah, right. I had to have that reminded to me earlier. So,
I had breakfast.
so good.
That is super awesome.
So they say shout out to you guys from Vicia or VICIA.
Ah, Vicia, yes.
Yeah, sorry,
What's
I'm
up?
terrible
Yeah.
with names.
Cheers to Vicia.
Yes, they
Love team.
very influential with shaping my mentality of sourcing locally and being very paying attention to every detail and then being good to people. I love them. They're great. You know, that's if you're gonna get a to-go meal, either do Vicia or they also own Winslow's Table. Like that's
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Tom Brown has suggested we call it the Lemon Knob Squeezer.
Okay.
Sounds
love
good to
it.
me.
I love
I
that
knew that
name.
was gonna be a great
Sometimes
idea.
one
I knew
shot
that.
is all you need.
Yeah, there it is. Guys, STLBarkeep, you can follow them online. You can come back here. We're going to try and do this every Thursday. Support us by following them, following We Are Live, tuning in for this, sharing it with your friends. Honestly, tag somebody that you know likes cocktails or is just looking for something fun to do. So the way this is going to work, so virtual happy hour, we're going to keep this thing going. We have a very special guest. He's videoing in from Long Beach, California, from the beach itself. I don't know if his French Bulldog will be around. Our friend and comedian, very funny, Ian Bagg. You know him from Last Comic Standing. He's got a podcast. His special is free right now on Roku. We'll show you a little clip from that. We're going to talk to Ian. We're going to let the guys hang out, and then we'll come back and chat just a little bit more. Matt, hit it.
Where are you from over there, that table that looks like you're a family? You can talk to me. I've been on TV. I'm better than you. You know who doesn't laugh at that joke? People in the Midwest never laugh at that joke. They're always like, we've been on TV too. Completely different. You've been on TV because the wind took your house. Just standing in a field. We used to live here. Yeah, used to. You live over there now. Walk to it. There's a reason they put wheels on the bottom of those places, because they're gonna move at some point, okay? You don't buy a house with wheels and be shocked it went someplace. You should be shocked it is still in the same place. That's what you should be shockified by. The brakes is real good on this wheelhouse, isn't it, Daddy? If you're not laughing at the joke, it means you live in a trailer. Trying to remember if you put your brakes on your wheelhouse or not. And if you didn't, there's probably a pit bull pulling your trailer down the street right now. Because everybody that owns a trailer owns a pit bull. What the fuck are you guarding? You own a trailer. Nobody's gonna steal your bowling trophies. Everything's gonna be okay. Buy yourself a wiener dog and feed your family.
Oh my. Oh my. Where are you? I can't hear you. I've been able to hear you the whole time. Now I can't hear you. Where are you? What's going on? Can you hear me? You can hear me, but I can't hear you. Great. That's the way this is gonna be. Every time we do something, that's how it fucking turns out. We only get one thing, not the other. God damn it, Christopher. I love it. Let me tell you something about me. I'm a deaf man. There we go. Now I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, could you hear me at all?
I could hear you the whole time.
Oh, I was bitching and complaining like a little pussy from the Midwest.
Welcome to Virtual Happy Hour, Ian. Having a cocktail.
man.
We've just named it what now?
Oh, it was
Lemon knob something or another.
Tickler, yeah.
or something.
Yeah, lemon knob.
Lemon knob tickler.
Yeah.
Lemon knob tickler is better.
The tickler, perfect. Ian Bagg, you can follow him online. Ian, what's the best place? Let's get some plugs in for you. Where do people can watch your special for free on Roku right now, right?
They can go to Roku. They can watch Ian Bagg Conversations. I can't believe you guys played the Midwest part. I'm like, oh yeah, nobody's gonna watch it now. People, we've been in a tornado, you fucking douche. I like. Oh,
We might have a
fuck.
tornado tonight too. That's welcome to. The
I wouldn't be
Midwest.
surprised. Oh, you guys, I'm surprised you won't have a snowstorm, a tornado, a pandemic, and then win the Stanley Cup. It'll be awesome.
Ian Bagg, you can't tell. He's a big, hearty Canadian man from about northern Alaska. Why not? You brought it up, man. I know you're friends with Curbs and a lot of the guys that are associated with the Blues. Was that exciting for you to see the Blues do so well? And do you think they could, I don't know, if it's a shortened season, or do you think they can come back and grab another one?
You know, it's funny. We'll go to the shortened season in a second. It was so much fun just to watch all of you, all my St. Louis friends get to go through that excitement, because there's nothing like the Stanley Cup Finals. It goes on longer than, I guess basketball would be the only thing, but that's really, who gives a shit about that, even though I'm wearing a basketball hat. And it was just watching you guys party after every win and just being, just getting so excited. Because remember, we went to that game.
So,
And they were
last season, Ian and I had a nice mandate. We saw Vancouver beat the Blues 5-1 or something just absurd, and it was like,
just ridiculous.
What are you gonna do? Yeah.
I went to I had to go to the airport, and then my plane ended up being delayed, so we could have watched the whole game. We only got to see 2 periods, and my plane ended up delayed. But Vancouver, which was a horrible team last year, Vancouver, and they smacked the Blues hard, and I was just like, wow, this is going to be the way it's going to go. And then all of a sudden, I don't know if it was January or December, somebody got fired, and the team just changed completely.
Yeah. They dropped their coach, and the rest is history. And you were actually, I'm blaming you for this, for the good luck charm. You were a part of the roast of Darren Pang. They flew you in to really give it to Panger, and I'm sitting there, and this is how dumb, guys, this is just a look behind the scenes. If you don't know me, we do this podcast, I talk to comics all the time, we produce shows, all this stuff. This is how dumb every person is. I remember going like, hey, I wrote a few things, you don't really know Panger or St. Louis that well. I got a few things for you, buddy. I got this, thanks. Ian's a 20-plus year stand-up tenured comedian. And then he got up and gutted the room, and you got to think, whenever you have an audience that are sponsors and there are bankers that pay lots of money to keep the Blues going, and you have a guy like Ian Bagg on stage just shooting from the hip, I had to think some of those executives were a little nervous, but everybody had a blast.
I'm sure they were, but it's hockey players, like, honest to God, I don't care. Like, those guys want to hang out there because it's their only chance to be that close to the dressing room. So I gave them a little taste of what the dressing room's like, little bit of language. I took down Panger and got to meet. I became friends with Jim Ralph. We're really good friends. He was on the panel that day too. He's a goalie from Toronto, and he's the broadcaster for the Maple Leafs, and we've become very good friends, and we started doing a lot of those benefits and stuff together. And what's funny about it, so that's where we met, and we did that, and then the St. Louis Blues end up winning the Stanley Cup. So
They gotta have you
here's
back.
what happens. Well, we do this. We do a roast for in St. Louis, and Mike Babcock's on it. He gets fired, and
Perfect.
then 2 weeks later we do something with Don Cherry. Boom, he's fired. I'm just like, holy shit, we are feast or famine.
Grim Reaper of hockey.
Between.
Perfect.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna have great. But you know what? If they do play, honestly think it's really probably 70% chance that they don't play, 30% chance they do play. But this break, if they do end up doing, St. Louis just got a godsend. Like the Blues they're just resting, and they haven't been able to rest since last January. You know what I mean? Like
Hull's still drunk.
Oh, Hull still. Oh my God! I posted on Instagram, not Instagram, on Twitter. I said, why is Hull drunker than the players? And Perron responded, oh no, he's not.
Peek
You
behind the scenes.
haven't seen my video of me falling down.
I love that so much.
A lot of fun.
Happier times. How are you dealing with this? You're a touring comic. For those of you that aren't aware, his entire livelihood has just been dropped on the ground like most of us. What are you doing to pass the time? You do live in Long Beach, on the beach with a beautiful French Bulldog, a very nice wife, and another pup.
I'm in the back room right now. Otherwise, I'd show you guys the beach. My wife is working from home. She's doing video. She's doing her work via video. So otherwise, I would take you guys out to the beach. Pearl's actually over here sleeping.
Yeah, let's get the French Bulldog. Oh, what's up, Pearl? Let's just talk to Pearl the rest of it.
I thought we were all supposed to bring a drink, so I brought. My wife got this this very expensive bottle of wine. It's called M. Attain. It's the Tin Man. It's from Scarecrow Winery. It's very expensive. So I put it in a little glass. I put it in a little in a single cup.
Real quick, let's get an expert in here. One of you guys, let's get a comment on this. How do we feel in these times of Ian's work? He's got the expensive wine and the cup. Let's just say thumbs up or thumbs down on the love for the in-home drinking?
Thumbs up all day.
Oh, you got a big thumbs up from the guys at STLBarkeep.
However it gets in your mouth, like
yeah,
straight
that's
from
a
the
good
bottle.
point.
Do you?
Ian,
God.
will you join our Mumford & Sons cover band? By the way, did you get a look at this group of dudes in here today?
I know. I was like, didn't they say nobody should have a beard?
Just blatantly throwing it in their face.
Oh, I love it. A little mask over top. Nothing will get by this.
Okay, so we're looking at doing streaming events. Obviously, this is a blast. We want to thank everybody for tuning in on this, commenting, sharing, tagging your friends. Comedy, streaming. How do we get you guys doing this, man? Like, this is tough. Musicians actually I'm not going to say benefit. Musicians are more poised to crush it in these situations because it's almost haunting if you get like an acoustic sound and it's not necessarily mic'd perfect. Like, there are ways around that.
Right.
Stand-up comedy, not sketch, not Logan Paul. Stand-up comedy. Logan Paul's your boy. We'll get to that in a minute. Stand-up comedy, no audience, nearly impossible.
I think so. I think the people that want to do it are the tone deaf guys that are really bad when there's a crowd. You know what I mean?
He's like, you know what? It's kind of nice.
Yeah, this is kind of, that laugh was getting in the way of me just talking more. But I honestly, if you watch a lot of these comedy shows that usually have an audience in it, how bad are they? They're so bad. Like right now, like Jimmy Kimmel and like Colbert and even, John Oliver, all those shows. I'm just like, holy fuck, my podcast isn't that bad. That's what I do when I watch them, because it's just, you just look at I call it when it hides the silence. So if you do a joke and it doesn't land because it doesn't land, and you read it in your head that it doesn't land, and there's nobody there to catch you, holy shit, that's going to be terrifying. So I honestly think that comics are probably going to have to do other things. Like I'm going to do, I started yesterday and I'm going to do it afterwards. I'm asking one question a day on Instagram Live, and I'm just talking to random people, their answers. So I'll ask that question, just go on Instagram Live, and then, you can do that conversation. I'll just do it with random people. We'll just have, 4 or 5 people talk to me. So
wash your hands while you're doing it, okay?
I wash my hands, wash everything. Oh, I've scrubbed my balls so much.
Did the CDC tell you to do that?
Oh, I read it wrong. I'm a little dyslexic. I thought you said scrub my balls.
Okay.
Have you tried the Purell down there?
Oh, Jesus. Nothing like the tingle.
CDC completely dusting cocks.
Yeah, right. Perfect. Matt, do we have any comments we need to get to on the stream? I know we've had a lot of people.
I'm sure it is.
chiming
Who's this
in.
douche?
Yeah,
They're talking about me though, Ian. I'm the new one.
yeah, right. It's,
Oh, okay.
they're
You're
saying
the new
that
douche. I love it.
apparently Lysol doesn't work in California.
Everyone's shouting out
'Cause
love
this-
for Pearl. That's
oh,
normal.
Pearl's a big hit.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Grace Meat
I
Plus
almost-
3 is doing pickups. So is Rosalita's. They're
Shout
pretty
out to
much-
St. Louis
Yeah,
restaurants.
shouting
yeah.
out pretty much restaurants that are out and about out there to get
our
you some
guys,
food.
our guys, Snappy Bigman Coffee Company are delivering coffee. We got all kinds of fun. The 1860s.
Yeah,
is
you.
doing
I
that. Yeah.
think I think people need to, and don't forget, like everybody's freaking about. We gotta get bread. There's bakeries out there.
Great point.
Mom and pop bakeries out there that'll have great bread, and if we can keep them working, they'll have it there for you. So you know what I mean? Like, look up your local bakery and say, hey, I want to get some for the neighborhood, and then that'll keep them going. That'll keep you guys, so you won't have to load up your freezer with fucking bread and stuff like that. Look at all the mom and pop things out there that that can help us out, and hopefully we're starting a new way of living. You know what I mean? That we're going back to our mom and pop places and helping each other out rather than just going to the giant box store and getting everything and it's shit for us and we eat it anyways. So
I appreciate that. That's such a good point. Again, we're here with STLBarkeep. It's a virtual happy hour. My name's Chris Denman.
oh, not those fucking apples.
Play that on a commercial. You guys follow us again. We're going to be doing this a lot. We'll check in with Ian. We'll check in with all of our friends. Ian, something interesting about you that not a lot of people know. Amazing
Scorpio.
live comic. You're a guy that, okay, if people are familiar with Bill Burr, Burt Kreischer, I know several others that would be very high on the Netflix list for specials. They're guys that don't want to follow Ian, and that's no slight to them. You get shout outs from them all the time. People, you
they're
need to
sweet.
see Ian Bagg live. I'm telling you, and watch his special on Roku right now. Now, from the other side of that, the respect side to the interesting side, and man, talk about becoming king of the world. Logan Paul, you have a story about him, right? Did he ever see you do any comedy?
Yeah, Logan and his brother just showed up at the Hermosa Beach one night at the Comedy and Magic Club and wanted to talk to me afterwards. And I was like, they're like, we do comedy. I'm like, cool. Where do you guys go up? And they go, oh, we do it on the internet. And I'm like, what? Well, you're not comedians. They thought that you guys are fucking sketch guys that do fucking sketches. You know what I mean? You got a million. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So they end up they were going to do a show for MTV, and they're like, we want you to come right on it. And I'm like, all right. So I kind of hung out a little bit and went to their place, and very sweet guys. They're very sweet guys.
This is a bless your heart if you guys know what that
I
is.
got it.
Yeah.
Just young and getting everything. I'm just like, oh, now I'm just like, well, one of those fucking MMA guys just kill him. Well, you guys quit letting him fucking yip yap like that and just snap fucking something on him.
Just
Oh
end
my
it
God,
for
yeah.
everybody else. But Ian Bagg, live from Long Beach. He's with Pearl. Can we say hi to Pearl one more time before you get out of here?
Pearl, come here.
Let's get the French Bulldog back on.
There she comes. There she comes, Pearly. Come here.
This is my
You
favorite
like
part of
her
the show.
snacks
No
and
offense to STLBarkeep or anybody else. Hello, Pearl! The secret weapon. Views go through the roof.
They have gone up significantly in the last 10 seconds.
Yeah. What's up, Pearl? Let's get Pearl some of that 10-man wine you're drinking.
Let's get hammered on the Tin Man.
Cheers to you,
Oh,
Ian Bagg. Thanks,
She
Pearl.
farted. She's going down. Come here, Luke. You want to get some too? Come on, Luke.
There. Hey, where's
Come here,
Lou?
come
We
on,
got
come
another
on.
rescue dog in here. Let's see what we got. Oh, hello, Lou. Dog party. Drinks and dogs. We can handle that.
Hey,
That's our
can I
next show
put
name.
out there?
Please.
Can I put out there? If you have room in your house, a lot of the shelters out there are. Hey guys, fucking what the fuck? I'm trying to do something. Sorry. a lot of the shelters are looking for, guys, fucking. They're looking for places for the dogs to stay while this is all going on. So if you can, I can't remember the name of it exactly. Where
you
don't
take them
adopt
in
them,
and
but
yeah, you're
but you don't have
you're
to
a
adopt
foster.
them. You can give them back in the line of a future home. Foster, that's it. Foster a dog. Let them have some place to stay, because these people, they got families too, and they got to take care of everything that's going on. So if you have a room in your house or you have a house or something, just call your local shelter and see if you can help out. That'd be awesome. And also, you might end up adopting a dog.
That's how it goes.
And then you can just look over him like this. What the fuck? Come on, Luke. What the fucking fuck? Come on, fucking fuck.
Ian Bagg joining us for our first ever virtual happy hour. Whenever things kick back off.
By the way, are we allowed to swear on this thing?
Actually, you've ruined the entire stream. Thanks, man.
No. By the way, we're off
Ian.
the air now. We're on Channel 9 on here in St. Louis, Channel 9, the Christian station.
No more. You can see Ian when he's touring, but in the meantime, follow Ian on Facebook, Twitter. You can do the weekly Instagram question with Ian as well.
Yeah. And you guys, I'll do this once a week if you need me to do this once a week. I don't mind doing it. Because guess what? Papa ain't going anywhere.
Love you, Ian. Thanks for coming by, buddy.
Thanks for having me, guys. Have a good day. Enjoy your drinks.
Absolutely.
Enjoy your fucking pink tickler or whatever it's called.
Ian Bagg, live from Long Beach, California. Now let's see this transition. Hey, let's see a little behind the scenes. Wow, thank you very much to Ian Bagg. He's incredibly funny. You guys support him. Big thanks to him for coming on and being a part of this. What do you guys think of your first podcast with a very, very funny man?
He's definitely he's a hockey fan. Only hockey fans drop F-bombs like that.
That's right.
For fucking sure.
One more time,
Start,
STLBarkeep. It's a virtual happy hour. What we're going to do, we're going to sign off. We're going to remind you guys what's in the drink one more time, and then we're going to throw it to some music. Our friend Matt, if you follow the Media Outlaws channel on YouTube, that's where we put our content. Lots of great local content. Our friend Jordan Suter has a very fun song that we're going to close out with. And in the future, we already have bands and performers that you guys have seen touring nationally lined up for next week and the week after and all that. So if you guys continue to support this, show us some love, show all the great people making this possible some love. We're going to keep this going, and it's going to be a lot of fun during these very strange times that we're dealing with. Real quick, what did we put in the drink one more time?
All right, so the one we made, quick recap. Per drink, half a lemon squoze. Squeeze?
Squoze it,
Squoze?
baby.
Not sure on
Hockey
that one.
talk.
Yeah.
Squoze? No. We did 2 ounces of the Knob Creek bourbon here, and we had a little bit of the red raspberry jam as well. So about a spoonful of that. Shake that down before you put your ice in. Put your ice in. Shake it again with the ice. You can just use the jars that we have, pointed out here. Boom, and you got yourself a cocktail. Drink it straight out of the jar if you want. You're at home.
If you guys have suggestions, drop us a line at We Are Live Radio, Instagram, Twitter, wherever. We'll pass it along to our experts at Barkeep. We're going to keep trying to push this. We want to support the artists. We want to support local business. And that's who we are. So you guys are a huge part of that. Thank you guys so much for commenting, checking everything out. Shout out to Matt for running the show today. Let's give him a big round of applause.
Demolition Man, high five.
Never easy. And you're going to be looking forward to more of these. Guys, you want to keep these things going?
Yeah, sounds like a plan. And my wife is now working from home, so we're figuring out that.
I look forward to hearing her being like, "Are you still doing that stupid show?" She sounds like a nice person.
No wife.
She
No
definitely
wife.
wants
No
me to
wife.
get a camera so I don't have to come into the studio.
That's fair, and we'll make that
So
happen.
does my sister.
If people make that happen, we'll make it happen. Guys, thank you so much.
still come.
Again, follow us at We Are Live Radio. We're going to try and do this at least once a week. I do a 4 to 5 day a week show, interview comics, all kinds of interesting people. So very, very much looking forward to this. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be back right now. Jordan Suter from Gaslight Sessions.
What's up, everybody? This is the Gaslight Sessions. I'm Jordan Suter. This is my band, and this is Against the Glass.
But now you can hear it. It just wasn't on your audio list.
Sharing a glass,
Regretting the past seemed like the thing to do. The house was rocking and I wasn't stopping and landed in the home for you. A night full of whiskey proved too damn risky when I started raging for you. We're talking fast, pressing on glass. I'm coming home to you. Sitting home, watching the moon. God says you've got to guess. Walked down the hall and sat in the stall. Pressed our heads against the glass. Night full of whiskey proved too damn risky when I started raging for you. We're talking fast, pressing on glass. I'm coming home to you. Judge tossed me a bone, said, boy, go on home. Couldn't wait to see Jim and walk back to Lefty's. Saw that you left me. 5-0 might as well come on back. Night full of whiskey proved too damn risky when I started raging for you. Pretty. At the tumbleweed, it's where they're gonna be.